Welcome back, fellas. Today we have another day in the NBA Cup. This is one of my favorite days of the entire week as the NBA Cup creates for better games, some explosive games, some cool courts, and a lot of minutes for starters. So I have 5 plays for you guys today. Let's waste no time and hop straight into them. We're going to be taking everything on Underdog Fantasy as per usual, so make sure you use code BDGE. When you sign up, you'll get up to a free $1,000 deposit match bonus. Plus, you'll get some free things like they're doing boosts here. There will be a boost for the NBA Cup here as well, so I got to look out for that coming later today. I'm recording this in the morning, so by the time you guys see it, you will for sure have that there. Anyway, we're going to keep it pushing today. Wasting no time. I don't have anything in the Boston game. I do have something in the Philly game. I have Jaylen Embiid higher than 28.5 points. I feel great about this line. Again, this is a little bit higher. You can get him at 27.5 if I'm not mistaken, but I took him at 28.5 personally just because I got him at plus money last night. Again, also, we just launched a brand new Discord. If you're not in that Discord, make sure to join down below. It is the BDGEBets Discord. Everything's free. You don't have to pay for anything. I just give out my plays early and as soon as I place them. We got some great value on some other lines coming up here as well, which I will talk about. But Jaylen Embiid, 28.5 points. Feel great about it. Again, he's going into a game with most likely limited minutes, Tyrese Maxey. So again, saw 20 minutes last game. I expect to be 25 this game, and there's no Paul George. So again, that usage should be a lot higher coming into this game, and it's a perfect matchup versus this Brooklyn team, right? This Brooklyn team has been relatively bad versus centers, giving up the 9th most points so far this season to opposing centers. Not only that, but they allow the most points to post up this season, which is where Joel Embiid gets 22% of his shots. But I think the most important factor here is, as we all know, Joel Embiid gets fouled a ton. This Brooklyn team fouls the centers at the second highest rate in the entire NBA. Joel Embiid this season gets 40% of his points from the free throw line. So getting that matchup where they foul the second most and he takes majority of his shots from the free throw line, you absolutely love to see that. They allow the second most second chance points so far to opposing centers as well. Again, usage is at 37% last game. I think he bounces back this game as well. And I think he has, again, no minutes restriction anymore. He saw 35 minutes last game. I think that continues, and he can dominate this matchup. So absolutely love that line. I have nothing for the Golden State game. I don't have anything there. For this game, I have a good amount. I have Trey Young over 11.5 assists. Again, it's not on my screen here, but you guys will definitely have it for you. This one we got great value on. Again, if you're not tailing on Pickett, make sure you're tailing on Pickett. When you go to Trey Young assists, and I'll shorten the screen for you here so you guys can see. Look at the value we got on this play. And I posted it in the Discord as well. Posted it on Twitter last night. You guys could tail it directly from Pickett. You see a 15% value increase right here. And that's huge compared to the closing line. So we got it at plus 115 here at 11.5. Right now it's at minus 115. So we got a ton of value there on Trey Young. So again, if you're not on Pickett, make sure you get on Pickett so we can take advantage of all these lines and plays and get the best value possible for these lines. We try to do that every single day. Try to get the best closing line value for each play and take advantage there. So moving forward, we'll go into that play, right? Trey Young this season has been absolutely killing this line, and he's been doing it with a ton of potential assists, which we love to see. He's not doing it out of nowhere, right? He's hit this in 53% of games so far this season. And again, you look at the most recent game versus the Chicago team, 16 assists off 23 potential assists, if I'm not mistaken. 23 potential assists, which that's the volume you want to see. Getting 23 potential assists and only needing 12 total assists. You love that 50% value. You want it to be around there when you're taking potentials because that's normally the best bang for your buck on if you can get a consistent hit rate. Obviously, they give the most assists to opposing point guards this season. Not only that, but Trey Young has crushed this mark when he's played over 32 minutes a game. Again, now you look at 32 minutes. He's going to easily play 32 minutes. He's probably going to play closer to 35 minutes. It's an NBA Cup game. He plays most of the games. 7 of 12 games so far this season, averaging 12 assists in those games. So that's what we want to see from Trey Young. Again, the minutes are probably even going to be higher than this, so you can look to that as well. But again, this Chicago team allows the most assists to opposing point guards this season, as they've allowed 15 of the last 18 point guards to go over this line. And they also are playing a Chicago team that has the fastest pace in the entire league. We took advantage of this with Draymond a few days ago, and we're going to take advantage of this with Trey Young. When you have a fast pace, it creates easy assists in transition, which can create some easy buckets. And it's going to create easy buckets for our next player we're going to take here. Is we're going to take Jaylen Johnson over 18.5 points. Again, got him at 17.5 last night. If you look at where we got him at, 17.5 right here on ESPN Bet. I actually took it twice by accident. I put $2 in by accident, but we're going to just live with it here. So we have him technically twice, but we took him at 17.5. So again, make sure you're tailing on there, either Discord, Pickit, whatnot. Again, if you're on Pickit, use code BDG when you sign up. You'll automatically follow me, as well as it's absolutely free to use. So it's awesome tool to have. You also can get the best lines at the best prices for your bang for your buck. Anyway, taking Jaylen Johnson over 18.5 points. It's a lot sketchier at 18.5 than it was at 17.5. But I still like it. You're getting plus value here. And he's 18.5 across all boards now. But again, getting the plus 100 isn't bad. And people look at this, oh, he's hit this in only 2 of the past 5 games, whatnot. But he had 20 against Chicago. And again, Giannis just had a monster game versus this team. They're giving up a ton of points to power forwards, the 5th most in the entire NBA, as we're looking right here. And again, they play with the fastest pace. So again, you're looking at opportunity share for him to have a big game. Now we're going to look here on Props Madness. Again, this is another pay platform. I'm not even sponsored by them. As you can see, I'm getting paywalled right now, and that's about to magically go away due to editing here. So you look at this Jaylen Johnson line. Not only do they give up the fastest pace, but they have the 3rd worst defensive rating. They allow the most points in the paint allowed. And again, you look at where 45% of his points come from, in the paint. But again, also they give the 5th most transition buckets. Like I was saying, easy transition buckets. It's 18% of Jaylen Johnson's points. Pick and roll, they're the worst team in the entire league. They're worst with handoffs. They're 6th worst with putbacks. They're 6th worst with the ball handler on the pick and roll. They're just bad at defense. So they're giving up a ton of points to power forwards this season. And the pace only helps them out as well. You give the 8th most 3-point attempts allowed. You can take his PRA. I do like that as well. Obviously, as again, you see at the bottom there, they give the most assists, 3rd most rebounds to the position. They're getting absolutely cooked. And I think Jaylen Johnson's going to have another big day here as well. So again, correlation play there, assists to points. That's kind of what we want to do here. Now, again, we're going to our next play, which is a community play. But it's going to be Giannis Antetokounmpo over 32.5 points. I got it at 31.5. Again, if you're in the Discord, if you're following me on Pickit, I will keep saying this is the easiest way to get the best value for lines instead of waiting until the next morning. And again, we see some line value here. Again, I'll pull the screen in a little bit more. You're getting some line value here. Again, it's only by 5, but that's 1% value back. That's money in your pocket that you're losing if you're taking these lines later. And again, I'm taking them at like fucking 4 a.m. So that's understandable if you don't want to do that. But as soon as you wake up, try to get the value that you can before lines close. I'm getting these lines like as soon as they open. So there's a drastic difference when you're looking at gambling in a whole here. I'm getting these lines like as soon as they drop at if they're dropping on Friday like today, I'm getting them at 1 a.m. I'm getting them at 12 a.m. I'm getting them at 11 a.m. As soon as they get out, I'm looking at them, seeing where the value is, seeing what I can get, and trying to take advantage. That's what we do with Trey Young, and that's how you can get that value back. Trey Young at one point was 10.5 assists. I didn't take it there because it was a little bit juice for me. He was like, came out as minus 135. I didn't want to take that. And then I saw the huge plus money for 11.5. Boom, snapped right on it. And that's how we take advantage of stuff like that. But Giannis, over 31.5 points. Obviously, I'll show you this. He's just so dominant right now, and he's in a groove. And that's what you want to take advantage of when guys are really moving and grooving, shooting the ball really well. And for him, just down 41 points versus Chicago felt great. Now he goes into a matchup against the Indiana defense that allows the most points to opposing power forwards. You could take his PR. They give the 2nd most rebounds to opposing power forwards. They give the 4th most field goal attempts to power forwards. They also foul the most to power forwards. So again, he's in a perfect matchup here where again he's dominated this Pacers team in the past. Dropped his career high on the Pacers not too long ago. And in the NBA Cup, he's going to see extended minutes. He's going to get more volume there. He's going to see a high usage. And I expect that to continue here throughout the NBA Cup for Giannis and this Milwaukee team that's a 5-0 run right now. I think they just need to keep that rolling if they want to keep getting back to 500. They're going to need to find their groove, which they have been so far, and I think they're going to continue that. And again, if we go to Props Madness here, we can even look at this a little bit deeper in the matchup side of things. Again, they're giving up just so much green and yellow on this chart. Free throw attempts, 4th most. Defensive rating, 6th worst. Points in the paint, 6th worst. 3rd worst in the restricted area, which Giannis takes most of his points, 72% of his shots. Transition buckets, 13th worst. Free throws, 3rd. Isolation, 2nd worst. Ball handler, 4th worst. Post up, 10th. It's just They are getting cooked all the way around by power forwards this season. I expect Giannis to have his way with them. In this matchup, and getting some value on him was absolutely fantastic. You'll love to see that. So, again, Jaylen Johnson, Giannis, Joel Embiid, Trey Young assists, all feel fantastic. And we're going to finish it off here with one last play. My 10th play is going to it's staying in that same game, excuse me, as we're going to take this gross, disgusting Tyrese Halliburton over 2.5 3-pointers made. I know you're probably like, what the fuck are we doing, Gut? Betting on Tyrese Halliburton, what are we down? Well, we got him at plus money, right? So, again, we did secure some value here. Not much, but we got some value, 1%, 2%, which is where we take it. We got him at plus 100. He's now minus 104. Again, pull it in so you can see how you down. And then we pull it back out. Pause. And then, yeah, we're going to look at Tyrese Halliburton. You're like, Gut, what are we down? Why would we ever bet on this guy? He's 2.5 threes for a reason. I get it. Head-to-head matchups look fantastic, but that's not him this year. He's shooting bad. This Milwaukee team stinks for his point guards. You have the second most points, fourth highest three-point percentage, or fourth most highest three-point percentage, the second most 3 points made, and the most or second most field goal attempts per game. So they're giving up a ton of threes, right? And you go to the props madness, which, again, you can get a little bit deeper of a dive of what we're trying to look at here. And for us, it's 3-pointers, right? So you look at this, they're allowing the fourth most 3-pointers as a team. And here's where it really gets juicy. 48% of his shots are above the break threes. Where do they rank above the break threes? 6th worst so far this season and above the break threes. So that's where we really want to look at. Again, these don't matter as much since we're not betting on his points, but we're looking at mainly threes. So he shoots a ton of threes from above the arc, not in the corners, above the arc, and he's going to knock them down. He's going to see a high volume. Why? Because he's been seeing a high volume. Look at this. Again, 7.7. That's also pulled down by his 4, 5, and 5 games, right? He's been pretty consistently over that, and especially in the NBA Cup. He had 9 in the NBA Cup, hitting over this mark, 4 of 9 from the 3-point mark in last game. 10, 8, 9, 8, 9. 5 of his past 6 games. That I will take all day. If he's taking 10 3-pointers, taking 9 3-pointers, for him to make 3 of them, feels like pretty good odds. For him to shoot 30%, from 3, feels very good. For Tyrese Halliburton. Again, he broke out in this game against Milwaukee last season. This was his breakout game last year in the NBA in-season tournament. He went crazy versus this team last season. I think it was his assist line where he was going absolutely bonkers. Yeah, I think it was here 16 assists versus them. No, that wasn't even. That was in April. Anyway, he broke out of it against this Milwaukee team last season in the tournament, and I think he's going to do it here again today. Just going to have a big threes day. Absolutely crush it, and I think he's going to continue to hit this line pretty consistently versus this team. And I think he's going to see high minutes in this one. Obviously, it's probably going to be an over 30-minute game per usual. So this does help this line a little bit more over the past 5. And again, versus them, 7 of 10 when he's seen this minutes. So again, this team stinks versus point guards. I don't love taking Tyrese, so if you're going to fade a line, you can fade Tyrese, and I won't be mad at you. But, yeah, no, I like the value we got on him today. So those are the 5 bets we have. Again, only 4 here because Trey Young just apparently don't exist on assisties. And, again, you can take his PA. I see a lot of people taking his points and assist. So if you want to take that, that's also very fair. That's where we're at. Make sure to like, subscribe, lots of the fun shit down below. Make sure to join the Discord as well. And I will catch you guys next time. Peace.